Welcome to the Explainer. If you spend any time on the water, you know buoys are basically the road signs of the sea. But what if those signs change their meaning depending on where you were in the world? Well, today, that's exactly what we're digging into, the two global systems for navigational buoys. All right, let's kick things off by questioning one of the very first things many of us ever learned about boating, that old saying, read, right, returning. It feels like a golden rule, right? But is it truly a universal law of the sea? Let's find out. So here's our game plan. We're going to look at why there are two major buoyage systems in the first place, see exactly where the rules change on a world map, and really lock in on the one crucial color difference you absolutely have to know. We'll also cover what, thankfully, stays the same no matter where you sail. Okay, let's get right into it. How on earth do we end up with two completely different sets of rules for one big connected ocean? It seems a little crazy, I know, but there is a method to the madness. It all comes down to this group, the International Association of Lighthouse Authorities, or IALA for short. Now, these are the folks in charge of standardizing all the markers and lights that keep us from running aground. And instead of creating one single global standard, they establish two distinct systems. So the entire navigable world is carved up into these two massive zones, IALA Region A and IALA Region B. And probably the most important rule of safe navigation is knowing which one of these regions you're in before you even think about approaching a channel. Okay, so where exactly are these lines drawn? Let's take a look at the map. As you can see, Region A is, well, it's huge. It covers pretty much all of Europe, Africa, Asia, and Australia. Then you have Region B, which covers the Americas, North and South, plus Japan, the Philippines, and Korea. Knowing this basic geography is absolutely essential. And now we get to the heart of it, the main event. What's the one thing, the single most important thing you have to take away from this? It all comes down to a simple but absolutely critical flip-flop of colors. Yep, that's really all it is. For those lateral marks, the classic red and green buoys that line a channel, the colors are literally just swapped between the two regions. Let's just break this down so it's crystal clear. When you're heading into a channel in Region A, the red buoys are on your port, or left, side. Got it? Okay. Now, in Region B, it's the total opposite. The green buoys are on your port side. The entire system is just flipped. So what does this actually look like when you're out there on the water? When you're at the helm, heading into a new harbor. Let's walk through a couple of real-world scenarios. Imagine you're sailing into a port in, let's say, Spain or New Zealand. That's Region A. The rule couldn't be simpler. You keep the red markers to your port side. Red to port. That's it. Now, let's jump across the pond. You're entering a harbor in the US, or maybe Chile. That's Region B. You have to do the exact opposite. You'll keep the green markers to your port side, and those red cans and nuns will be over on your starboard or right side. And this brings us right back to that question we started with. Red right returning is a fantastic little memory aid, but it only works in Region B. It's a regional trick, not a universal law of the sea. Now you might be thinking, this sounds like a recipe for total chaos. But don't worry. Thankfully, the IRA system was designed with some really smart common sense principles. Not everything changes. Cardinal marks, for instance, are totally universal. These are the buoys that tell you where safe water is in relation to a hazard, and their meaning is the same everywhere. Their cone shapes and their light patterns are a consistent language. A north cardinal will always have two cones pointing up, telling you to pass to the north of it. A south cardinal, two cones pointing down. It doesn't matter if you're in the Mediterranean or the Caribbean, they mean the same thing. So the bottom line is this. Before you make any assumptions at all, you have to check your chart. You must always confirm which IALA region you're navigating in. I can't stress this enough. It's the single most important piece of information for entering any new waterways safely. So let's boil it all down one last time. This is really the key takeaway. For most of the world, Region A, you keep red to port when you're coming in. In Region B, that's the Americas and parts of Asia, you keep green to port. And that's the only place where red right returning will keep you safe. We'll leave you with this final thought. The sea itself is universal, but its road signs are not. So what's the real cost of making a wrong turn? Because getting these simple colors mixed up can have some incredibly serious consequences. This isn't just about theory or passing an exam. This is about the fundamental safety of your boat, your crew, and everyone else out on the water.